everybody, welcome back to the channel where we are getting our updates done to the Bad Influence Camaro for the 2021 season up in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the northern areas up here. So today, Al, you can see offside here, he is going to be mounting and getting some new sensors put in the vehicle. What we are adding is two temperature sensors on there, one that is going to be track temp, one that is going to be tire temp, and then we're putting a Holley 2-axis G meter in here. What we're gonna do is Al's gonna go ahead and he's staying tonight and he's gonna get these mounted, but let's go over where he's mounting them and why he's mounting them in those positions, and then we'll come back and go over the programming and how everything works inside there. So over here at the car, we're gonna have Al show you exactly what he's mounting. I know up front here we're working with the 2-axis G meter, and after that I kind of let him do what he's gonna do. So Al, go ahead and let us know what's going on.
The G meter is this nice little deal right here, okay? So basically we have to mount it, and it's got to have, it goes to the front. It's got an arrow that shows going to the front. I want to mount it, you have to mount it on a flat surface type deal with the arrow towards the front. And what I found is right here next to our MSD, I'm mounting it right there because this does not have a whole lot of need. When we mount this here, we can mount it far enough away that it's not going to get interference from the MSD coil driver. So that'll be a good place for it, and then we just have to pin it in. The other sensors that we're going to be installing today are basically these little infrared sensors here. You can see on the end of it and such like that. And these are going to take the track temperature and the tire temperature and put them into our system so that we can pull that back out when we're looking at all the information. These infrareds are actually from Low Dollar Motorsports. Got them from Brandon there. If you're looking for sensors, go see Brandon. Get on with Brandon. They're very good sensors, and the quality and the service after the sale are phenomenal. You don't have anything to worry about. We're going to mount them in front of the front tire on the actual chassis itself underneath here. Once I get them mounted up, we'll go ahead and show you where I decided to mount them, but we have to put them in an area that's not going to get covered by rubber.
All right, everybody, so I'm back. As you saw, Al was getting the sensors mounted in here for our track temp, tire temp, and 2-axis G meter that we're going to be having in the car now. He went ahead and wired all those into the ECU yesterday. Unfortunately, I was out with like a head cold and everything yesterday, still getting over it, but we got work to do because we're hitting the track next week. So, I want to go ahead and show you guys inside the computer here how we're setting up these sensors. And what we'll do is we're just going to set up one of the temp sensors, the infrared temp sensors, because it is a custom scaling on there. Pretty easy scaling, but nonetheless, I want to show you guys exactly how we do it. Okay, so in the computer here, let's get in nice and neat. We're going to go to our inputs and outputs, just like that. And down here, we have our tire temp is already set up. You can see right here, tire temp is already set up. We need to set up our track temp. It is a 5-volt sensor. We do not have it defined, so we're going to go up to our pin map. You can see right here, track temp, and we're going to take this all the way down to A32. Right down there. Boom, and now it's in there. Now we will go back to the inputs here, and we're going to configure this. This is going to be a custom 5-volt down at the bottom here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come up into here, and we're going to scale it. Now we have a nice scaling sheet from Low Dollar Motorsports right there. So we know what our voltage needs to be and what our temperature is going to read. So let's go ahead and put our temp at the top. That's how we already have it set up. Now let's set up the voltage down here. And look at that, we have a scaled sensor. Let's go ahead and just double check everything, verify that it is reading correct. All right, now that we have flashed it to the ECU, I'm going to go into down here. I've got a screen just for my EGTs, but there's two open ones there. So as you can see, I have tire temp, but let's go ahead and go in here and we're going to put track temperature on there. So when we go into our sensors, we'll go across and we'll find it. It's It's going to be a new one that's not used. Track temp. Right there. We're going to grab it and go over to our EGTs. We'll just drop it in there. This is just so we can verify everything. Okay. Yes, we want to save that. Looks like we have it wired backwards because the track temp is not 389 degrees. So let's go ahead and fix that wire there, and most likely it's just one of the wires coming from there and the 5-volt reference. Everything, they're probably backwards. So let's go ahead and we'll just fix that real quick. Okay guys, so we got the track temp fixed. It was a fairly simple fix on there. We just A32 and A33 look very similar, and we accidentally got it into the wrong deal. Simple fix, moving over to A32 and got it in there. So what we can see here, got our track temp, tire temp all moving around. And then while we were at it, we went ahead and set up the G meter. Next, we're gonna show you for our engine, we are changing from a belly pan to an engine diaper. I've always liked the belly pans, but we actually have a reason we're gonna go to a diaper. And let's get this up in the air and show you guys exactly why that is. We're back under the car. Al's just wiping down a few things. We filled the engine with oil. We hadn't put any oil in this yet, so we wanted to make sure we got that in there. And now we're going to go ahead and get ready to put the diaper from Stroud on the engine. Now the reason we are going to a diaper versus the big belly pan that we've always ran is that this block and this engine and everything doesn't have any coolant in it. So there's no water, no anything, and we need to get heat into the block and into the cylinders, into the engine. So we use the oil heater on there. Now that oil heater can only work so hard. It can only do so much, and if it's wide open underneath there with a pan, it's going to let air in there and allow it to dissipate heat. So what we want to do is use it as a blanket, put it up on there, and that's actually going to hold the heat in while we have it plugged in and between rounds. We don't have to worry about if this thing were to throw a rod, does it have to contain all of the oil and the water? It would only have to contain oil. So that's why we're okay with going to the diaper. Now we have a pretty good idea of how we're gonna mount this. We just came up with a couple of quick mounts and where we can put everything and where we can tie it up nice and tight. But other than that, let's go ahead and I'll show you exactly what we're looking at. Right up there on the header bolt, we come over this way and on that header bolt as well. So then we'll just get it up on there. We'll get it nice and tight, and then everything will be set. Al's side, he's able to go to the header bolt up there, but over here we have our starters in the way. So he just took the bracket. Al, let's take a look at that. There we go. So he took that bracket, gave it an L, and it's actually over 90 degrees, so that way it gets it out a little bit further. So we want to make sure that it's not going to hit anything and not get in the way of the starter or anything like that. So if it can be a little bit further out on the top, it'll help everything better. So we're going to go ahead and get this on here and show you the final product. Okay, everybody. Well, there's Al walking away. He's just finishing up, and that is going to be the diaper on there. Let's go to this side. You can see there's a nice Stroud logo on there. This is just one of their generic 24-inch. That's front to rear 24-inch on there. And our pan measured 23.5, so we knew it was going to be a nice tight fit. Or maybe 22.5, maybe 22.5. But we knew it was going to be a tight fit around there, and it was going to be able to come up on the sides. Everything was nice and neat. Hopefully this holds the heat in the engine for us, as well as provide safety in case anything should happen. We do recommend anybody use a diaper, even if you don't have to. You should have a diaper on. It helps the track. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt, but when you oil down the track, which I've done before, and it was a 2.5 hour cleanup, man, you get a lot of people real mad at you. And like Al was just saying there, any of the tracks that are a no prep track, or you're running on no prep on there, or even on the street, you should have one of those, because you don't want to ruin the lane. You don't want to be the guy that ruins the lane because you didn't want to spend 100 or 200 bucks and have to deal with something here. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, pat your head, jump up and down on one foot, do all that stuff. It all helps. I'm gonna lie to you and say it all helps. If you haven't yet, go check out our new website, www.badinfluencegarage.com. If you go down in the description of our YouTube description here, the link is right there. We also have a link to our Paradigm Automotive and Performance page there. So if you're curious as to what we do for a day job, or you want to schedule something in for us to work on, we can do that too. You can go to the link down there. Until next time, guys, be safe out there.